Yeah, hi everybody, this is Tony. Pardon the road noise. We're in Yellowstone National Park, which is, just basically a big traffic jam during the summer driving season. Doesn't that arrangement of words just kind of makes me want to puke. The summer driving season. Spend your whole life in a tin can on wheels. Anyway, it's beautiful out here. Yellowstone National Park is a place where people come up with some of the most creative ways to die. Getting gored by a bison, mauled by a grizzly bear, dissolving in some ultra-acidic geothermal springs, you name it. If there's an interesting way to die, it's probably been done here. That said, the geology of the area is incredibly fascinating. Okay, it's basically all volcanic. We got the Yellowstone caldera beneath us, the hotspot caldera, the cause for all the geothermal activity and said hot springs, which sometimes boil people alive as well as dissolve the bodies. And we just got a series of basalt flows. You got some rhyolitic eruptions here and there, and some incredibly interesting flora. So welcome to another episode of Crime Page with Botany Does, and here we go. Okay, so right here we're going to the source of the hot shit. Okay, they got it fenced off, which is probably good. But you could see we got an evening primrose down there. We got no Nothra. We got some Antenaria down there, Erigeron, etc. You see, it's pretty hot. That'd be a nice way to die. If you're really done, you've exhausted all options. The movie's not getting any better during the last 20 minutes of the film, and you're just done. Okay, maybe want to take some sort of opiate pain blocker before you just jump right in. It'd probably be quick. You can see there's steam coming off of it. Look at that. And look at the archaea. A nice coating of archaea on the margins of that pond. Okay. But it does create some very cool precipitative formations further down. Ooh, look, it's a Cicericium, a blue-eyed grass. Iris family, Iridaceae. Look at it. Where's the spring that they got the Thermophilus aquaticus from? Where's that at? Look, you can see all the orange right there. Helianthus or Helianthella. They got a little Erythranth gutata down there too. The monkey flowers. Oh look, you got some sort of damn Orobanche as well. Yeah, I'm probably just gonna have to go out on a limb here and get a ticket at some point for traversing the wooden barrier. Can you feel the heat? I can feel the heat. I can actually feel the heat coming off it. Oh, look at the nice blue color in there. You ever want to go back to the Archaean era? Look at that, opposite leaves. Look at the filaries. Growing right on the margins of a geothermal spring. Right with the archaea. Let's get a nice money shot of the colors of that archaea and that algae right there. Maybe cyanobacteria in there too, who knows? Look at it just bubbling away. It was up there at one point. It created this whole hillside full of, I presume that's just sinthers. Just silica. But again, I think whether it's silica or calcium carbonate, it just depends on what the bedrock is that hot water was moving through. What it dissolved, what it picked up on its way to the surface. And then of course it drops it when it reaches the surface and that water cools. Then right here we got a member of the carrot family, possibly one of the very toxic ones, like cicuta. Look at those narrow pinnate leaves. What's that stem look like? Ooh, oily, like waxy celery. Look at this, Cyperaceae. Member of the sedge family. It's a species in the genus Eleochris, and the reason I'm pointing this out to you, what's interesting about it, is that these arching branches, it basically sends out runners. They come out from the basal center of the plant, and then will root into the ground, again, forming new ones. You rarely hear me talking about sedges, but I'll give them some coverage now. Erythranth gutata, the monkey flower, the seat monkey flower. Just coming up right here, right next to the geothermal boiling pools with all the orange archaea in there. Look at that. Look at the crust. So you could see where some jackass stepped on it. Good, like I should talk. You could see where some jackass stepped on it and sunk down. But in that little patch of soil alone, you probably got, I don't know how many species of microbes from both the archaea and the bacterial kingdom. But again, I want to know, calcium carbonate or silica? Almost kind of looks like calcium carbonate. Should have brought the acid to test. Let's see, they get the boardwalk up nice. Gotta wait for the Gentiles to leave so I can, you know, curse and make an ass of myself before they report me. Yeah, that's about as hot as I like my coffee. Maybe a little hotter. Look at the goop. The orange goop. Looks like the cover of like a new metal album or something. You know, some fucking... What was it? What was it? There's another band. What about that band Earth? You ever listen to them? It's like a massage metal, but it's pleasant sometimes. It is. You know? People go out at the Joshua Tree. They go on these little psychedelic adventures and listen to Earth, and suddenly they're reconnected. I'm not making fun of it. I just, you know, just observation. It's just kind of funny. Look at the flies. What are the flies doing? What are those flies doing? What are they getting off there? God, I love bacterial slimes. Archaean slimes. Oh, look at that. We got a little humble goldenrod. Little solidago. Huh? Look at the filaries on it. What does it take to grow on the precipitate deposits produced by an acidic boiling hot spring? What does it take to grow next to an acidic boiling hot spring? Like that little sunflower's doing right over there. There's got to be some endemics here. Where's the Thermophilus aquaticus? We're going to make our own Taq polymerase. It's the most expensive part of PCR. Get Alan Rockefeller out here. He's got a PCR machine in his trunk. We'll sequence mushrooms right in the back of his trunk in a parking lot right here. Look at a cute little strawberry. And the Geophytum, evening primrose families, open for the day. They open for the day, just as tiny little 4-petaled flowers. Weren't open last night. And then coming up beneath the lodgepole, pine, and parasitizing the fungus that the lodgepole is symbiotic with, we got a species of coral root, Coralorhiza, achlorophyllus, that is producing no chlorophyll. Beautiful, beautiful little orchid here. Looks like Coralorhiza maculata. See, there's that labellum. That labellum petal coming out. Look, glistening, white and glistening in the sun. Then you got, there's that ovary right there. Turns into a little capsule. See if we can get one that's already done. Turns into a little capsule with the powdery seed inside. Look at these. Look at this stunning bastard. This is a real banger. Calochortus uricarpus. Okay, wonderful genus and such a nice variation on the species. Look at the nectaries down there. Those little yellow crescents with all the hairs coming off of them. Pretty prominent hairs too. Rather long. Not those stiff little hairs that you see on some of the other species. Come down here. Oh, that basal leaf is withered. Look, this is massive. This is a massive goddamn Mariposa lily. Look at the basal leaf right there. See that? Almost looks like Calochortus persistens. So succulent and juicy. A single basal leaf popping up from that bulb that's however many inches down there in the ground. You got your 6 stamens. You got your 3-lobed little style and stigma right there. And then, of course, when it's done, the fruit forms a little capsule. The petals fall off, and then it forms this little capsule. The petals and the sepals fall off, and it forms a little capsule, which then elongates. You get, you know, however many dozens of little flaky seeds inside. Look at those anthers, too. white with like a purple margin to them. And you get multiple flowers per plant. Multiple flowers per plant. Why are more people not growing this in a region? You know, this should be in every goddamn yard. What a great genus. What a great species. Look, no patterning on those sepals too. That's a diagnostic factor because there's quite a few lookalikes. Calicortis natalia, Calicortis brunionis. Just coming up with the geraniums, just on the edge of a little meadow here. About 6,000, maybe 6,500 feet. Okay, so another way to die in Yellowstone is to get hit by a car. I might be going that route since we're mostly just doing roadside botany. This episode might just be entirely roadside botany, and that's fine. That way next time if you come through here, you know what the fuck you're looking at maybe. So let's start with this guy. You see these pink flowers all over the goddamn road here. Here we go. It's coming up in some volcanic talus. Looks like rhyolitic talus right here. This is a Cactus douglasii. You've seen this in other episodes. Very common plant, okay? It gets around, okay? It's the ones in Humboldt County almost have like a yellowish look to them. Look at how pronounced that particular style is. Looks like a little whale geyser. A little whale geyser from the whale blowhole sticking out the goddamn corolla. Beautiful plant. Cactus is a very interesting genus. Common throughout the North American West. Quite a few species in it. You got Dimeresia, which is a weird branch in that tribe that only comes up in basically in extinct volcanoes. I did an episode on it maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago. But you can see, Cactus douglasii. What do the leaves look like? Oh, look, they're all lacy. All lacy and with this shit. With those pink anther tubes. Pink anther tubes. And those little whale spout styles poking out of them. The 5 corollas on each flower inside that involucre. This is juicy and interesting. We got a species in the poppy family. This is a member of the genus Corydalis. Odd for poppy flowers. They got that whole bilaterally symmetrical thing going on. There's the fruits. Looks like a little legume, almost. And of course that distinctive foliage. It looks like the foliage of the California poppy, the Escholzia. Just coming up on a rhyolite. There you go, there's that poppy. Quite unique. This whole clade of the poppy family is, you can see those corollas, those little zygomorphic tube-shaped corollas. You can see they got a nectar spur at the end right there. And then, of course, you got those little elongated capsule fruits. Some of them still have the stigma on the end. So you got, if you crack one of these open, you can see the stamens basically just surround that stigma. Oh, look at this Penstemon. Look at that little fly going for it. Look at the patterning on that lower labium. Those 3 fused petals that form that lower lip of that bilaterally symmetrical corolla. God damn, it's almost looks like Dustus, like Penstemon Dustus. Look at the long pedicels. Ooh. Goes so well with the pink rhyolite. Look at this Penstemon. Look at this one. Look how glandular. Look how glandular it is. You see all the glands? All the sticky glands? Purple flowers. And they're fuzzy as hell inside. All warm and fuzzy. Huh? Like some nice slippers. God damn, look at all the hairs on that. Make sure that pollinator tries to dodge those hairs and comes into contact with those anthers that are towards the top of that corolla opening. That's something else. Look how fuzzy. And there's the leaves. Somewhat glabrous and waxy. Just, it seems to like that rhyolite just coming up on the side of the road with the lodgepole pines. Pines! Which is the most obnoxious way you could say that in the Midwest accent. Pines! Pines! Don't! Cut it out. Oh my God, the anthers are fuzzy. Got to split it open to see what's going on. Then you got that little hook-shaped style and stigma right there. Where's the staminode? Oh, the Penstemons got a staminode. Where's this one? You see it? Hiding midway up those stamens. Down below, see the little beard tongue? The sterile stamen? God, what a way to die. Just flattened by a Suburban with a family from Iowa inside. It's just, anyway, Penstemon fruticosus, there you go. Doing well for itself here, up against the rhyolite on the side of the road. Some large crystals in there, huh? Especially for an extrusive. Look at another fan of the rhyolite, the Eriogonum undulatum. Flip it over, look at the involucre. Just one involucre in there. One involucre per lollipop. With however many dozens of flowers spilling out of it. You got the inflorescence bracts right down there. And a little mat. Look at this. Nice Platanthera coming up on the shores of the river. What's the nectar spur look like at it? Check out the nectar spur. I always got to check out the nectar spur with these bastards. Can barely see it. Kind of hidden in that bract. Oh, you can kind of see it. There you go. See the little nectar spur? What do the basal leaves look like? Quite a few of them there. And being that we are in a wetland area right next to the river on a stream bank right here, we got pedicularis groenlandica, parasitizing the surrounding grass. The elephant head, the style, the female parts are in the trunk, and the anthers, the four anthers, are inside that elephant head. Orobanchaceae. Oh, look at the lacy foliage. Here's a genus you don't see every day. Valeriana. Valerianaceae. Look, the ovaries got a pappus on them. The fruit's got a pappus for the wind dispersal nice. Help them get around. There's the leaves down there. Basal leaves. No cauline leaves. Weird genus. Pungent smell to it too. Indicating some interesting secondary chemistry. Alright, this is interesting. This is the genus Nuphar from the basal angiosperm order Nymphaeales. Okay, very odd flowering structure right here. Okay, you can see that stigmatic disc up top. That's where the pollen gets deposited along those slits. Right there you got the laminar stamens. Just shedding pollen like hell. This thing was just filled with a bunch of fungus gnats inside. You can still see them in there. Just crawling around. Look at it. Look, there they are. Crawling around, picking up all the pollen. Ideally, they fly off to another flower and deposit that pollen on top of that stigmatic disc, like you see right here on this. You can see those stamens are basically already done. And that stigmatic disc is receptive. And of course, when it's done, you get the fruit right there. Look at that. Maturing fruit, not ready yet. Look at all those old stamens at the base right there. Huh? Works for it. Basal lineage of angiosperms. How about that? Okay, I had to pick an immature flower just to show you. Look, that's before the anthers, the hiss, and those laminar stamens just come right off. You can see they just start to spill outward from the central column where that stigmatic disc is up top. Look at those sepals. Look at those. 3 sepals. 3 sepals and 6 petals. Everybody pulling over to snap a video on their phone of this guy just taking a little dirt bath. He's just taking a little dirt bath. Can relate. Look at this Cirsium scariosum. Tiny Cirsium. Sessile. Sessile flowers on that guy. Look at this. Tiny Penstemon. Got a tiny Penstemon. Tiny Penstemon flowers. Look at that. We got a Phabe. We got a P. Oxytropis. Almost looking like a little astragalus with those pinnate leaf blades. And there's those pea flowers with their banner wings and keel. Oh, fuzzy calyx on this guy. Look at that. You got a fuzzy calyx. Got some Anthinaria. There's a tiny Penstemon again. Your Cerastium, Caryophyllaceae, look at that. There we go, look at this tiny pea. There's an astragalus for you. Look how big those flowers are. Those flowers have got to be barely 5 millimeters across. Forming a little mat. A little green shag carpeting. So we'll take a little stroll down this ashy slope. Plenty more of that astragalus. Got your Phacelia histata. Nice pumice grains. Oh, a nice little monkey flower. Look at that. Almost forming a little rosette. Look into my perianth. This is such a weird form of Phacelia histata. Almost prostrate on the ground. Drastically reduced. Not at all cauline. Well, sometimes. I guess sometimes it gets a little height to it. Not really though. Oh yeah, look at those glands. Hairs and glands. You got your woolly sunflowers, your Areophyllum. You got your Diatheria. Distinct from Erigeron when you look at those phylaries. Look at those bracts, which in Diatheria were curved back away from the involucre a little bit. Look at all that Penstemon speciosus. The bees are loving it. You can almost hear the bees above the sound of the road noise in the background. Such a bright indigo. Look at it, just coming up on the edge of that little boiling hot pot over there. Listen to that, can you hear that? Anyway, coming up on the edge of that, just in the sands, we got a species of Calyptridium. There's one with the flowers still open, those stamens poking out. White filaments with yellow anthers, succulent, juicy leaves coming out of a little rosette, and you got the seeds in there too. You see that? The little black seeds. Papery bracts when they're done. Colloquially known as the pussy pads. Another member of order Caryophyllaceae, same order as cacti, spinach, and beets. Look at the buffalo patty. That's nice. Better than a cow patty. Look at these guys. They got their holes. This is a whole city. It's a digging fly city. I wonder if they like the Calyptridium. Probably. I'd assume they do. But see, they go in, then they go out. They're neurotic. They're neurotic like tweakers. What's he doing? What are you doing? You got that. You got Ferdinand the bull over there, just hanging out in the, you know, in the. Looks like maybe it's like Gustacum. One of the carrots. What's this guy doing? Look at it. Just digging his little hole. He's got his little tailing pile outside of it. Ooh, there's a storm brewing. Look at the boiling fumarole. How quaint. The Erythranth guttata is taking a hot bath. I don't know how it does it. Nice onothera, nice evening primrose. Look at that inferior ovary. That green part's the pedicel. That lime green part is the fruit, the ovary. The tube. Look here, we got epilobium. Epilobium growing right there on the edge of the boiling pits, which I probably shouldn't be standing this close to. There's that Erythranth guttata, yellow monkey flower. It smells like a spicy kitchen, you know? Nice thunderstorm brewing over Yellowstone Lake. Looks like Archaea mumbellatum again. And right next to it we got a little, a humble little lupin, where the inflorescences are actually underneath the leaves. Look at how woolly those damn leaves are. Those flowers got to be 5 millimeters tall, if that. A nice little thunderstorm on the shores of Lake Yellowstone. Juniperus communis, Abies lacea carpa, and a big ass raven just looking at me from that lodgepole over there. Look at this. We got a species of manzanita, Arctostaphylos uva ursi, the high latitude manzanita, also known as bearberry. No berries, no fruits on it though. Get this in Wisconsin too. It's the only circumboreal manzanita. Blueberry family Ericaceae. Uh-oh, we got a bison on the path. We're gonna have to go around. Alright, we're gonna have to work something out. Sir? Just go to the right. We'll just stay to the right. See, we're going this way. We're taking a diversion and going around. Staying out of your way. Nice bag, marsh, wetland, pond with utricularia in it. Look how big that is. It's a relatively large flower. Let's pee that down. Look at those anthers in there. Even got a nectar spur. Little nectar spur. We go get a couple habitat shots. Nice, see? That dragonfly or whatever it is has been hanging out in that thing for a minute. Look at the muck. The muck and the mire. See, they're just close to the shore. They can't be too far out where it gets too deep. Nice thunderstorm brewing. You like the road noise in the background? Nice ambiance. So modern. Look at all that you trick. And then there's why they call it the bladder pad. You can see those little bubbles, those little bladder dungeons to trap the Daphnia, other little tiny bastards. Order is Lamiales, same order as salvia, as sage and mint and oregano. What is this thing? This little bulbous thing down there. Is that some sort of goddamn anchor? I don't know. It's all weird. Might be some sort of gall. It's all fibrous, squishy. You ever been up close with the Yellowstone native utricularia, huh, prick? Those little bubbles, those little bladder dungeons. Ah, there's some Frasera speciosa, always a stunner, always pleasant to see. Nice monocarpic gentian. Lives for 30, 40 years maybe, blooms once and dies. Hey, look, there's a particularis. Particularly. Why do I always gotta be weird? Look at that flower. The stamens are in this little curly cute thing that curves to the left up top. Now we're approaching the north shore of Yellowstone Lake. You can see it appears there used to be some hot springs action here, some geothermal action. You got the precipitate minerals, presumably either sinthers or travertine, depending on what it's made out of, silica or calcium carbonate, which of course is dependent on the rock that hot water had to travel through. But you could see, oh, it's buffalo patties everywhere. There's the lake itself. Look at that beautiful cloud. Look at that beautiful storm system over there. Giant anchor in the sky. Now you can see as we get closer to the lake, we're moving on to a different substrate. Just basically pure sand. Okay, look, we got a nice little dune right here. We got the Lupinus argenteus, looks like. We got our bastard toadflax, which is of course a parasite. And we got the rumex right here, Polygoniaceae. Let's see what else we got going on. Might be something good. Real interesting habitat here. Lots of Phacelia histata. Lots. And then right here, we got one of Wyoming's rarest plants. This is Abronia ammophila. The Yellowstone Sand Verbena. Family's Nyctaginaceae, the 4 o'clock family. Look at that. Nice little involucre right there of bracts holding numerous flowers inside of it. You got your petaloid sepals, nice. Got your opposite leaves, opposite foliage. That thing's a beaut. I think there's less than 8,000, maybe 5,000 to 8,000 individuals left in existence. Used to occur a little bit west of here, but that population got wiped out. I think there's only 4 populations, all surrounding this lake, all surrounding Lake Yellowstone, all on the shores of Lake Yellowstone. Goddamn things can only grow in sand anyway, so. A massive thunderhead. Got rained on a little bit, wasn't too bad. Kind of a Bolsamariza sagittata. Look, the Eriogonum is almost getting drowned out by the sand. Get your Artemisia over there. Quite a healthy population. Oh, look at this Connectus. Look at this Connectus. Another weird variety of Douglasii, which is everywhere. Remember those achenes. Those seeds got that scale like pappus on them. Help them get around. God damn, look at it. Ah! Get those corollas, the pink anther tubes. Everything's fuzzy, everything. No sharp objects here. It's a safe space. Prick. Look at the fruits when they're done. Look at the fruits. Looks like something you'd club somebody with. Looks like some sort of medieval weapon or something. Bunch of ovaries just all globbed together. It looks like you got, I don't know, eight together in one of those. The bracts fall off. Now maybe they're still there. You still got 4 bracts on the bottom. It is weird. It is weird to see an Abronia at this latitude. We saw an Abronia on dunes in Idaho. Looked pretty different from this one, but You know, this is mostly a lower latitude genus. Okay, but always in sand, you know. Remember being in Baja one year, the east coast of Baja, and there was just hundreds of thousands of them. Just, you could smell them from a mile away, just lighting up the whole desert with pink. Same family as bougainvillea. Who doesn't love a bougainvillea? Unfortunately, not many people, because, you know, you get beaten over the head with bougainvillea in horticulture. Anywhere they'll grow. I want a Tuscan villa. I want a Tuscan villa with Italian cypress and bougainvillea. Oh, that's a fucking marvelous plant. And this is a fucking marvelous habitat. Look at that. Conifer forest. Thick, shady conifer forest with the rich duff on the ground. But out here, where you get the sand, much different plant community. Look at that. That's what you call soothing. Not a bad color palette either. You can see where I had my ass in the ground right there. See that? Oh yeah, here's a nice plant. Archaea discoidea. The white stem Archaea. Wonder why they call it that. So glandular. So glandular, sticky, and it smells pretty good. Saw this at high elevation in Nevada. And there's that Polemonium. Polemonium pulcherrimum. You got a nice little fern in that crag right there. And look at the sorry on said fern. About to burst. Releasing all their spores. Put that on a piece of paper overnight, all the spores. You'd have a shit ton of spores the next morning. Look at this rock. Presumably just precipitates from hot water, from geothermal water. Slowly spilling out of this hillside. Got kind of a Georgia O'Keeffe vibe there, huh? It's just geothermal precipitates. Pretty soft. Easily broken in half. Nice little colony of Heterotheca. Look at that. So hairy and velvety. God, if only smell could translate through the screen. This thing smells amazing. Smells incredible. Oh. You got the nice fertilizer with the buffalo chips right there, the buffalo patties. Oh, look, it's Polemonium. You got a caterpillar on our Polemonium too. Ooh, lacy foliage. Well, that's all I got for you today. Hopefully you got something out of that. Did you get a moment of calm? The volcanic legacy of the Yellowstone caldera. When's it gonna blow? Look at all the pollen. Look at all that pollen in the water right there. Beautiful sky. All right, that's all I got for you this evening. Have a good night. Go fuck yourself. Bye.